There are stories that don't rely on fear. No ghosts, no legends, just real events with details that don't make sense. Number 1. The Man from Tard. In 1954, a man arrived at an airport in Tokyo. He appeared normal, well-dressed, carrying official documents, but during passport control, something strange happened. His passport listed his country as Tard. Officials assumed it was a mistake, so they asked him to point to his country on a map. He confidently pointed to the region between France and Spain, but there was no country called Toward. He became confused, then frustrated. He insisted it had existed for over 1,000 years. His documents looked real. Stamps from multiple countries, bank papers, even a driver's license. Nothing appeared fake. Authorities decided to hold him overnight in a nearby hotel, under guard. But the next morning, he was gone. No signs of escape. No one saw him leave. All of his documents were gone too, as if he had never been there. No record of him was ever found again, and no country named Tord has ever existed. Number 2. The WOW signal. In 1977, an astronomer working on a radio telescope noticed something unusual, a strong signal coming from deep space. It lasted 72 seconds. Then it disappeared. The astronomer, Jerry R. Eman, was so surprised. He circled the data and wrote one word beside it: "Wow." The signal was extremely powerful, far stronger than background noise, and it matched patterns scientists had been searching for. But here's the problem. It never appeared again. Despite decades of scanning, the exact signal was never detected twice. No confirmed source. No clear explanation. Some say it was a natural phenomenon. Others aren't so sure, because whatever it was, it came from somewhere. And then it stopped. In 1912, a rare book collector named Wilfred Voynich came across a strange manuscript. It looked ancient, handwritten, filled with illustrations. The book is now known as the Voynich manuscript. At first glance, it seemed like a medical or botanical text, but nothing inside made sense. Every page was written in a language no one could identify. Not just unknown, completely unrecognizable. Experts from around the world studied it. Cryptographers, linguists, historians. Even during World War II, code breakers tried to decode it. No one succeeded. The text follows patterns, like a real language. It has structure, repetition, consistency, but no translation has ever been confirmed. The drawings make it even stranger. Plants that don't exist, astronomical diagrams, figures that don't match any known system. Carbon dating suggests it was created in the early 1400s, which means someone spent years writing hundreds of pages in something no one can understand. To this day, no one knows what it says, who wrote it, or why. And the deeper people study it, the less it makes sense. In 1872, a merchant ship called the Mary Celeste was found drifting in the Atlantic Ocean. It wasn't damaged. It wasn't sinking. It was intact. The cargo was still there. Food supplies untouched. Personal belongings in place. But the crew was gone. All 10 people on board, including the captain. His wife and their child had disappeared. The lifeboat was missing, but there was no sign of struggle, no distress signal, no damage that would explain abandonment. Even more unsettling, the last logbook entry was written just days before the ship was found, which means whatever happened quickly. Investigators searched for answers. Piracy? No evidence. Mutiny? Nothing suggested conflict. Natural disaster? The ship showed no signs of it. Some theories suggest the sudden panic, maybe from fumes or a false alarm, but nothing was ever proven because everything about the ship Looked like the crew had just stepped away and never came back. To this day, no one knows why. A fully functional ship left behind in the middle of the ocean. In 1959, a group of experienced hikers set out into the Ural Mountains of Russia. There were 9 of them, all trained, all prepared. They set up camp on a snowy slope. That night, something happened. Investigators later found the tent, but it wasn't normal. It had been cut open from the inside, as if they were trying to escape. Quickly, footprints in the snow showed they had fled, barefoot, some in socks, some barely dressed. In freezing temperatures, their bodies were found scattered across the area. Some died from hypothermia, but others had injuries that didn't match the environment. Crushed ribs, severe trauma. One victim was missing their tongue. There were no clear signs of a fight, no evidence of another group, no definitive explanation. Some theories suggest an avalanche, others something more unusual, but nothing fully explains why trained hikers would suddenly cut open their own tent and run into the freezing dark without stopping. The case was officially closed, with an unclear conclusion, but decades later, people are still asking, what made them leave? Like that? 5 stories. All real, no clear answers, no complete explanations, just details that don't fit, because sometimes the most disturbing thing isn't what happened. It's the part that no one can explain. End